Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindu newspaper of Delhi edition. The first article that we are going to discuss about Hindenburg Adani case. Expert panel clears SEBI. So what exactly the context of this particular article is about? The first point that we need to understand here is the six-member expert committee constituted by the Supreme Court in terms of Hindenburg Adani allegations case, which was headed by former Supreme Court Judge Justice A.M. Sabri, say that the SEBI of India has drawn a blank and is in a chicken and egg situation. In its investigation into the ownership of 13 overseas entities, including 12 foreign portfolio investments. So there was 178 page report. The panel said, and the SEBI has found 42 contributories to the assets under management of the 13 overseas entities. This is about the context, right? So the investigation was done by the committee which is appointed by the Supreme Court, and around 178 page report was also submitted. So here, what is exactly the background of the case? See, the stocks of Adani Group tumbled recently after there was a research which made by Hirenberg has highlighted all the financial regulatories of the company. See, the Hindenburg research, more than 3,100 miles of the country's road network, Adani Group is the largest private operator of India's sea and airports, controlling 33% of Indian air cargo traffic and 24% of the shipping capacity. So, the research which made by the Hindenburg is an investment research firm that focuses on analyzing all the accounting and irregularities, undisclosed transaction and illegal business or financial reporting practices, among others. So Hindenburg alleged that Adani used offshore shells, offshore shells for money laundering and siphoned from listed companies. So they revealed about short position in the Adani companies as well. So this is what the exact context, that is a background of the issue. Non-Indian traded derivatives raised the alarm for the Indian regulators. So in our country, these kind of issues were taken care by the SEBIs because SEBI is the regulatory body, Security Exchange Board of India. It's a regulatory body, right? So the group's stock and Mr. Adani's personal wealth have been plunged after the report. So now we need to know about the impact in the economy because of these activities. The first one is about the capital flow. Capital flow. Second one is about India's index drop. Third one is about hit on banks. Fourth one, investor confidence. Investor confidence. Because investor appetite for Indian stocks after this issue is going to be a biggest scare. And about scarcity of shares. And also to all these leads, the biggest impact is cushioning the India's growth as well. Now coming to the background of your SEBI. What exactly is the SEBI is doing? It is value added for you. Value added for this particular topic that we are going to discuss about the Security Exchange Board of India. Okay, it is a non-constitutional body. It is not a constitutional, which means no provisions under this. It's a non-constitutional body, right, which was set up by the Parliament of India, established on 12th April 1922 in accordance with the provisions of the Security Exchange Board of India Act 1992. 1992. Right, so these are all the information. Now, what exact the function which is doing to protect the investors, their interest of investors in securities, and promote the regulate the securities market. That is the major function of the SEBI. It was headquartered at Mumbai in India. The regional offices of the SEBI are located in Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Chennai, and Delhi. So before SEBI came into existence, the controller of the capital issues was the regulatory authority. It actively derived authority from the Capital Issue Control Act 1947. So 1988, the SEBI was constituted as the regulator in terms of the capital market in India under the resolution passed by Government of India. So it is initially as a non-statutory body without any kind of statutory power. It become autonomous and also given statutory power based on the SEBI Act 1992. The powers and functions, as I told you, it's a quasi-legislative and quasi-judicial body which can draft their own regulations and also they can conduct the inquiries and they can pass the ruling. Any kind of penalties imposition also can be taken by them as well. These are all the major provisions. Right? It functions to fulfill the important categories in terms of the investment, particularly issuers, investors, and the intermediaries. Intermediaries. Yes, so these are the value-added information that you need to understand regarding the SEBI. Moving towards the next topic of the day, it is related to the Reserve Bank of India to pull out 2000 rupees notes from the active circulation. The RBI come up with a decision to withdraw the 2000 rupees notes from the circulation while maintaining their legal tender status, which marks a significant development in India's currency landscape. So, what is the background of this article and what are the add-on information that we need to know? Remember, the RBI come up with a significant decision to withdraw of 2000 rupees in circulation. Right, because although these banknotes will no longer be issued by the RBI as well, they will retain their status as legal tender. The move come as the objective of introducing the 2000 banknotes has been fulfilled. And other denominations of the money, it is adequately available in the market. So the currency requirement of the economy is fulfilled, then there is no need of this 2000 rupees to be circulated in the market. So that is the reason behind withdrawal of this 2000 by the Reserve Bank of India. The reason we need to know because see 2016 the introduction of this 2000 rupees notes by the RBI and was a response to withdrawal a legal tender status for 500 and 1000 banknotes, 1000 rupees banknotes. This measure aimed to fulfill the urgent currency requirements at the time. However, the printing of 2000 banknotes was halted in the year of 2018 and 19 itself, as their purpose had been served. There is no need of printing that particular rupee note. So RBI noted that the usage of this 2000 rupees banknotes for transaction is not common. It is not at all there in the market. So there was a decline in terms of 89% of the 2000 rupees banknotes were issued from March 2017 and have now reached their estimated lifespan of 4 to 5 years. Consequently, the total value of 2000 rupees banknotes in circulation has decreased from 6.73 lakh crore as its peak in March 31st, 2018 to 3.62 lakh crore. So which means March 31st, 2023, there was a reduction. That is the reason behind the introducing of the clean note policy. Clean note policy by the RBI. The withdrawal of 2000 rupees banknotes aligns with the RBI's clean note policy. The policy is aiming about to maintain the quality of currency in circulation and promote efficiency in the banking system. The RBI had previously undertaken a similar withdrawal of notes from circulation in 2013 and 2014. So these are all the major information that we need to observe from this particular topic. Next topic it is about the center reserves Supreme Court order gives Lieutenant Governor final say on the bureaucrats. This is about the control over services in the Delhi region. The Union government come up with the ordinance designating the Lieutenant Governor as the administrator of Delhi with the final say on the posting and transfers of all bureaucrats serving the government. The ordinance promulgated by the President of India seek to amend the Government National Capital Territory of Delhi Act 1991. So what exactly that we need to understand in this particular article, because it is about the power issue again. Have a look of the importance of the Supreme Court. Supreme Court come up with the ruling anonymously in favor of which government? Delhi government. To the issue of who can take control over the bureaucracy in the national capital region. So what is the constitutional provision in terms of Delhi? Article 234 AA, which conferred the special status upon Delhi based on the recommendation given by the S. Balakrishna Committee there of 1987. Which committee? Balakrishna Committee. Right, that was set up to look into Delhi's demand for the statehood. So 69th Amendment Act in the year of 1991 contains a special provisions respect with the Delhi. I'll give you some articles, you just go through the background of that article. 239 AA class 1, 239 AA class 2, class 3, class 4 and 5. 3, 4 and 5. These are all the major provisions related to the Delhi given by the Amendment Act. So the question of regulation of services was a major, part of the overall dispute between the elected government in Delhi and the lieutenant governor nominated by the center. Remember, many cases happened. See, 2015. Just make a note of this. 2015, the Home Ministry of India notified that the lieutenant governor of Delhi shall exercise control over the services, which was said by who? The Home Minister of India in the year of 2015. The year of 2017, the Delhi High Court upheld the notification which was challenged by the Delhi government regarding the earlier announcement by the Home Ministry. Then in the year of 2018, a constitution bench favored the Delhi government, but the specific issues were to be decided by the two-judge bench. Okay, there was favor to the Delhi government only. 2019, the two-judge bench delivered a split verdict on the specific issues of the services. Then 2023, the split verdict then went to three-judge bench, and eventually a five-judge constitution bench has now delivered its verdict. Then who can have a control over of the bureaucrats? That is Delhi. This is the case file about the power dispute between the elected government and the governor of Delhi. So there is a lot of arguments happened. So you just go through this particular article to know what exactly the context is. Moving towards the next important article of the day, which is related to the topic name called green hydrogen. Remember, Gujarat, now it is working on to come up with India's big hydrogen hub. How Gujarat is working to become India's green hydrogen hub. So Gujarat has completely set to bear rolling to become the country's green hydrogen manufacturing hub and retain its dominance over the industrial sector. So there was a MOU which signed by Gujarat state with the several big corporates such Reliance, Adani, ArcelorMittal and Torrent, which have pledged huge investment in green energy projects and have been allotted land for the same. Just have a look, a little bit of background regarding this particular article. In this scenario, we need to know about how the government is like doing the activity. The Union Government of India, which approved rupees 19,744 crore rupees for National Green Hydrogen Mission. Right. So now that aim to make India a global hub for using, producing, and exporting green hydrogen. So we need to understand about this National Green Hydrogen Mission. It is a program and incentivize the commercial production of green hydrogen and make India as a net exporter of the fuel. The mission always facilitate demand in terms of creation, production, utilization, and export of the green hydrogen. That is the major objective of this particular thing. So, objective is nothing but developing the green hydrogen production capacity of at least 5 million metric tons per annum, alongside adding the renewable energy capacity about 125 gigawatt in India by the 2030. It aims entire over rupees 8 lakh crore of total investment is expected to generate around 6 lakh jobs. Right. So these are all the major information that we need to observe. These are all the major to observe. Right. Now, moving towards the next important article that is related to the Bhopal become the important state in terms of focusing on the sustainable development goals. This comes under your editorial page. Let us have a look of it. Right. So Bhopal tracking the SDG progress, the Bhopal way. Bhopal has become the first city in India to join the growing global movement of localization of SDGs. Localization of SDGs. Right now, take a look of this particular information regarding the voluntary local review. In the year of 2015, 193 member states, which has adopted the United Nations policy that is known as Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals, 169 targets as a plan of action for people and the planet and the prosperity. So in this particular article that we are going to discuss about how this particular state is performing in terms of getting the major development of the sustainable development goals. So we need to understand here what is meant by this VLR, because Bhopal is the first city in India adopt the localization of United Nations mandated sustainable development goals. Right. So Bhopal will now have voluntary local reviews, VLR. Okay, voluntary local reviews, which is known as substantial review of the progress and what are all the challenges which faced by them in terms of achieving the sustainable development goals. And also it is bottom up participatory approach that involves multiple stakeholders such as civil society, private sector, academia, and citizens. Right. It aims to enhance the accountability, transparency, and learning among local actors as well. So it is a result, a collaboration between the Municipal Corporation of Bhopal, United Nations Habitat, and a collective of over 23 local stakeholders, measurably taken care of demonstrating the city's aspiration of the sustainable as well as inclusive urban transformation. Right, that is the one of the major theme of achieving the first Indian city to track the progress on SDGs using which one, the term name called voluntary local review. Right. Moving towards the next important article of the day, which is related to the Ganwapi Mosque dispute. What exactly the context is? You know about Supreme Court differs scientific survey on Shivlinga at Ganvapi Mosque. Remember, D-Force means it is about postpone. It is about postpone. On 1st of May 2022, the Varanasi High Court come up with a landmark judgment on the Ganvapi Mosque, refused to remove Advocate Commissioner Ajay Kumar Mishra, who was appointed for the survey of the mosque and order a survey of the basement of the Ganvapi Mosque. This is what the exact context that we got in the news during the time of 13th May 2022. Now, this particular issue is about Supreme Court deferred the implementation of direction given by Allahabad Court on May 12 to conduct carbon dating and scientific survey of the Shivling allegedly found on the Ganvapi Mosque premises in Varanasi. So, a little bit of background that, see, popularly there was a belief that Ganvapi Mosque was built in the year of 1669 by the Mughal ruler named called Aurangzeb, that he demolished the ancient Vishweshwar temple. It is worth mentioning that is Saqib Khan's book Yazir al-Giri. It is also mentioned that Aurangzeb had demolished the temple by ordering Governor Abul Hasan. This is what the background. So the case of this mosque has been in court since 1991 when three persons including Pandit Somnath Vyas, descendant of the priest of Kashi Vishwanath temple, filed a suit in the court of civil judge of Varanasi claiming the Aurangzeb had demolished the temple of Lord Vishweshwara and built the mosque. So this was the case in front of the court, and you know what exactly happened. Now the Supreme Court is like completely coming up with a postponing of scientific survey on the Shivlinga at Ganpati Mosque. Okay, so the concern here it is about the court is if by doing the exercise there is some damage caused to the structure, which one side say is a Shivling and other side say is fountain where it maybe we will have to how can be done. That is the reason behind there was a postpone of this particular survey by the Supreme Court. So Supreme Court back to its full strength of 34 as CGI administers oath to new judges, which means simple. Now Supreme Court come back to its full strength of 34 as a CJI administers oath to new judges. See, in this particular article, I'll just give you what are all the areas supposed to be focused by you. Just know the importance, the background of the Supreme Court as well, because the promulgation of Regulating Act of 1773 during the time of British only, the Supreme Court was established at Calcutta. Okay, so from there you need to start knowing the complete background of the Supreme Court till 26 January 1950, the Supreme Court of India that came into existence. Its first sitting was held on 28th January 1950. Right, so here I'm just going to give you only one area. At present, the Supreme Court consists of 31 judges, one Chief Justice, and 30 other judges. The Supreme Court number of judges will. I'm talking about this happened during that time period. Okay, the Supreme Court number of judges bill of the year 2019 has added four more judges. Then the strength of the judges of the Supreme Court got increased. So 31 to 34, including the Chief Justice of India. Originally, the strength of Supreme Court was fixed at 8, one Chief Justice and seven other judges, but Parliament is authorized to regulate them. So as of now, how many judges are there? 34 judges are there, including Chief Justice of India and the Supreme Court. So apart from that, you will be reading the complete information regarding this judiciary in your Indian polity. Right. Coming towards the next important article of the day, that is related to the limited arsenic exposure can mark cognitive ability. It is about reduction in gray matter in the brain and affected concentration in children and young adults. Researchers said with patients of 1,014 participants from 5 regions across India. It is about the arsenic consumption may impact the cognitive function in the children, adolescents, and young adults. It is about what? Arsenic from contaminated groundwater in India. This article it is providing you the complete detail related to this arsenic. Remember, arsenic contamination not only in the groundwater but also in the food chain as well. So what exactly this issue is about? Arsenic, it is an odorless and tasteless metalloid, okay, widely distributed in the Earth's crust. It is naturally present at high level in the earth crust and groundwater of a number of countries. So now it is highly toxic, and it is in organic form. So based on this particular information related to arsenic, we need to know what exactly the problem is happening in India. It is kind of a poisoning. It can get into the human body through the drinking water as well as eating food that has been contaminated with arsenic. So, poisoning which occurs due to accumulation of large amounts of arsenic in the body. It leads health effects through inhibition of essential enzymes as well. Right. So, there is an urgent need to monitor the irrigation water quality along with the drinking water. If you take this particular scenario that is related to the contamination of the groundwater, lot of steps taken by the United Nations as well as Government of India. United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. That is safely drinking water. That is safely managed drinking water services. Call for tracking of population accessing the drinking water, which is free of fossil contamination and priority chemical contaminations, including the arsenic as well. This is initiative taken by the United Nations about Jal Jeevan Mission. Jal Jeevan Mission. This is the aim of Indian government to provide safe and adequate drinking water through the individual household tap connection by 2024 to all households in rural India. And the same way, recently, Jal Jeevan Mission Urban has also been launched. So it is in progress to achieve the proper water supposed to be provided to the people to not get affected because of this arsenic exposure. Right. So these are all the major topics of the day. Stay tuned. We'll discuss the important articles of the Hindu tomorrow as well. Take care. Bye bye.